What is going on, everybody? It's another Al Gattulo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970. The Answer as we continue on in the month of July here. The heat is it's hot. It's fun. Gary Clark Jr. got a chance to see him. That is the guitar man from his This Land album. And got a chance to see Gary last weekend in Asbury Park, New Jersey, the Stone Pony Summer Stage. My best friend and I and his girlfriend, fiance actually, we ended up going down to the Pony and brought some chairs and a cooler and just chilled and didn't buy tickets, but just sat on the boardwalk and listened to Gary Clark Jr., and it was phenomenal. Got back to his roots, blues, a little bit of rock, some soul, a little Marvin Gaye, kind of just funk it out all over. Fantastic stuff. And then got the fireworks show. They had postponed it from July 3rd because of weather-related issues and stuff. So it was pretty awesome to see Gary Clark Jr. Last weekend. And then the Black Sabbath show. I saw tons of clips. When Slayer performed, they had 4 mosh pits going simultaneously. Phenomenal. And for those critics that are bitching and moaning about, Ozzy didn't sound that good and this and that and whatever. Guys, it's his last show. He hasn't performed in how long? When he was doing Mama, I'm Coming Home, the tears in his eyes, knowing that this is the last time he might perform in front of, tens of thousands. Come on. You got to give him credit. The bands were fantastic. It was great stuff. Glad I got a chance to see a bunch of clips. I didn't buy the pay-per-view. I know a number of people that did and were very happy about it. Now, coming up in 10 minutes, Sean Torres, he'll join me on the program from Killsboro. 2 segments, talk pizza party, and, of course, the new space at Killsboro that just opened up on Richmond Terrace, right next to Snug Harbor on Staten Island. We will that opened in late June. We will talk to him about all of those things coming up in just about 10 minutes from now. And, of course, portions of the program brought to you by River Horse Brewing. Great summer memories. They're born out of simplicity. You know that. And that's the basis for the timeless summer blonde recipe at River Horse Brewing Company, based out of New Jersey. Turning heads for over 20 years, this Golden Beauty Blonde Ale brewed for beach days, backyard laughs, and all your summertime adventures. And the hippo behind that beer, well, that's Eleanor. She's the face of Summer Blonde, styled in her yellow bow with blue polka dots and rockin' yellow lipstick. For more info, you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram at River Horse Brewing. Now, some sad news to report. After 13 years of great beers, heavy metal music, and honest takes, True Brewing founder Nick Nunn said Thursday that he is closing both of his tap rooms in Denver and Asheville, North Carolina, as of yesterday, Saturday, July 12th. He wrote on Instagram and Facebook, "It hasn't been an easy choice, but this brewery has run its course, and for a number of reasons, it's the right time to send this thing off into the lake, trailed by a fiery arrow. With a mediocre business plan, no professional brewing experience, and way less money than I needed, I opened True with no grander machinations than making some good beer and listening to the music I liked." Nuns wrote in a Facebook message this week, "I cannot have done any of this alone. My sincerest and deepest thanks to everyone who made their indelible marks on True, from the maniacs in the brewery to the masochists behind the bar. You were all such an immense part of why this place was what it was. I always wanted so much more for you all." He continued, "Equal thanks go out to all the patrons who called this place home. Heavy metal cheers, it certainly was. You all kept the lights on, hell or high water. I consistently say that our beer got good when I stopped making it. So much of our notoriety is largely thanks to Zach, who truly made our beer program what it is today. I am so sad that we are having to do this when the beer coming out of Asheville is some of the best you've made in your career. I hope your continued quest for perfection in your art never ends. More than anyone, I have to thank my wife, who helped Zach and I by keeping the wheels on this thing through crisis after crisis after crisis. I'm so sorry. It was so hard for so long. I love you. Ultimately, this brewery has provided me with things that cannot be measured by capitalism. No matter how hard that vicious and broken machine may fumble around with spreadsheets and ledgers and trying, I am rich beyond measure in handshakes, high fives, and hugs. My mantra in making this decision has been and will continue to be, no man is a failure who has friends." Now, we don't know the reasons why he's closing both of them, and it's a shame. Great brewery, making some killer beer. But my assumption is going to be financial. That's probably part of the reason why. But, we don't know if someone's going to buy it and continue the name or if things are going to change. But as far as we know, True is closed as of yesterday. Sad to see, but this is what is happening in this business. Unfortunately, it's just a part of life here. Now, our friends at Funky Buddha, They're having a summer beer pairing dinner on Friday, July 25th. It's $100 per person. It is a 4-course dinner. It'll feature culinary creations by executive chef Jeff Vincent, paired with a variety of specialty seasonal beers. The doors open at 7. Dinner starts at 7:30. The beer pairing menu is subject to change. It is hosted in their rustic event space. So for the opener, as an appetizer, Corvina ceviche with coconut milk, sweet potato, red onion, chochio, and cilantro. The beer pairing is a local hazy IPA. The first course is a beer-braised beef short rib empanada and sweet plantain with cilantro lime drizzle and guajillo pepper sauce. The beer pairing is Bob's Backyard Blonde Ale. Second course is locally sourced baby arugula with shaved prosciutto, lychees, shaved Parmesan cheese, and orange blossom honey balsamic vinaigrette. The beer pairing there is a lemon Kolsch summer shandy. That sounds good. Little palate cleanser. The third course, seared yellowtail snapper with mango butter served with coconut, cilantro, jasmine rice, avocado, and sweet local yellow corn. The beer pairing is a rum barrel aged Miami Vice. And the fourth course will be a key lime tart with dulce de leche ice cream. And, of course, the beer pairing key lime pie tart ale. Very cool. Head over to funkybuddha.com for more information and to sign up. It's $100. It's Friday, July 25th. I have not been here, but I've heard good things about the Carteret Performing Arts and Event Center in Carteret. They are having a summer brew fest on July 25th in New Jersey from 6 to 9 p.m. Sample more than 40 handcrafted brews made right here in New Jersey from 15 of New Jersey's best breweries. Talk with the brewmasters to learn about your favorite seasonal blends. Explore and shop from local artisan crafters. And be sure to indulge in some delicious summertime bites. Plus, take in the summer breeze from the rooftop lounge as you enjoy a cool summer night with friends, family, and the best brews New Jersey has to offer. If I wasn't going to see Toto, Men at Work, and Christopher Cross, I might have gone to this. It's not that far from my house. Now, there's some of the breweries that will be there: a Bolero, Montclair, Departed Souls, Hackensack, Kane, Seven Tribesmen, Twin Elephant, Wet Ticket, Wims Brewing. There are much more if you head over to CarteretPack.com for tickets. It's $47.50 for the tickets, all in pricing, so it's 3 hours. That's not bad for $50. You get a sampling glass and tastings of over 40 New Jersey handcrafted brews. The food, of course, is sold separately. There'll be local artisan crafters. Be a Cigar Nowhere, Hangover Pretzel, Mimi's by the Sea gourmet mixes. They'll have a bunch of stuff over there that you can buy food and stuff. And again, a designated driver ticket is $10. You can purchase that at the door the day of the event. CarteretPack.com for tickets there. So good stuff. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. Pallet Brewing Company has opened in Maplewood, New Jersey. Now, I'm hearing good things about this place. Didn't even know these guys were opening. It sort of flew under the radar. But I've heard good things. One friend of mine has been there, said the beers were spot on. A couple of people that I know in the beer space have also said the same thing. Loving the fact they're making, aside from the hazy IPAs, they're making some traditional beer styles as well, already canning stuff. So this guy is sort of focused and hitting it right out of the box. Good stuff. Basic website that just tells you they're open at palletbrewing.com for more info and beers and hours and stuff like that. Follow them on Instagram, Pallet Brewing, Pallet Brewing. You can follow them there. And I'm hoping to get up there in the next week or so because I would like to check them out. Like I said, it's barely 15 minutes from my house. I mean, it's a straight run up the Parkway and about maybe 6 minutes off the Parkway, which is good stuff. And then finally, have you ever wanted to have your bed have taps built into the headboard? Have you ever wanted that? I mean, there might be some. So Garage Beer is doing a contest. Now, this is the brewery that's owned by Jason and Travis Kelsey. They just created a beer bed. They even trademarked it. It's like a water bed, they say, only better because it's beer. Now, you can enter for a chance to win. It's already started. All you have to do is comment about it on Instagram at GarageBeerCO or retweeting it on X at DrinkGarageBeer. The giveaway runs through July 15th, so it ends this coming Tuesday. So you need to get on this very quickly. The winner walks away with a dream setup, complete with beer bed frame, a brand new Casper mattress, and a functioning tap system that pours cold garage beer from 2 smartly mounted headboard taps. Their VP of Marketing, Corey Smale, said, honestly, it was a stroke of genius. We've already put beer and hot dogs in our people's sleep. Felt like the next logical step. Beer should be funny, full stop. Our number one job is to make the best light beer on the planet. Our number two job is to entertain people and create content we would want to see ourselves. He said, you're not going to get another shot at winning a bed that pours beer out of the headboard. Only one beer brand would dare to be this dumb, and we couldn't be more proud. Kudos to them. So if you want to enter, again, Instagram at Garage Beer Co., CO, and then on X, you can retweet it at Drink Garage Beer. Again, you got to get it in before July the 15th. When we come back after a short break, take you on a trip to Staten Island and Killsboro Brewing, where Sean Torres will join me. This is the Al Gattullo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. Welcome back to the Al Gattullo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. You know all the places that you can follow me at. You can also, of course, listen to the show various places, including the Hopped Up Network, hoppedupnetwork.com. You can check out that podcast, Gary Monteroso's Beverage Chronicles, and a bunch of others that you can download and listen whenever you want. Now, my next guest, friend of the show, is Brewery on Staten Island, one of my favorites. Just a few weeks back, the restaurant portion of the brewery opened up. I came here with my son. We had a great time, and the pizza is fantastic. Of course, we already knew the beer was fantastic, but the pizza is just unbelievable, and we're talking all about pizza and beer as the pizza party taking place Snug Harbor, Saturday, July 26th, noon to 4 p.m. Killsboro.com is the website to purchase tickets. It's going to sell out, folks. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you better go get them pretty fast. Let me welcome back to the Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer, Sean Torres. Sean, how are you, my friend?
Great. How are you doing, Al?
I'm good. First, congratulations on the new space. Long time coming. This has been a labor of love for you for a couple of years. How excited are you that the dream has finally begun anew, shall we say?
I would say relieved more than excited. Obviously, of course, happy that we're serving to the community and visitors that come out of Boro and out of state. So yes, of course, excited, but happy to finally just be able to pour beer and show people what our vision has been, and it's been years of planning, and it's good. It's good to be open.
Yeah. And just the initial, looking at the space, and you have the wood fire oven when you walk in here. And you have the tanks here behind the bar. But this front portion of the space where we're sitting right now, this is all area that right now it's enclosed and air conditioned, but this can all be opened up to the outside. Is that correct?
Yes. It windows can drop down, the roof can come off, and we've tested it prior to opening on days where it would be worth testing on. Like high 70s, low 80s, windy. Heat waves have been happening, so we haven't been able to really enjoy the ambiance of the outside yet, but it could be open air, and we kind of have this like outdoor-indoor experience when it's all down.
I love it. Now the pizza, made in the oven that is to my left, but it's not just any oven. This is a special oven. Why don't you tell the folks what the process was just to get this oven in here?
Yeah, so actually a good friend of ours over at Goodfellas Pizzeria, they have a location on Highland Boulevard in Staten Island, sources these ovens. It's dual fired. Sorry, we have it hooked up to natural gas, but we also have the ability to burn. It could be wood fired, and imported from Italy. And it specializes in the type of pies that we're making, round pies. Neapolitan-ish, we call them round because it's not a true Neapolitan. It's not a true New York style. It's a combination of everything we love in pizza: thin crust, sturdy crust, a little bit of char, and it also has a rotating disc in the center, which allows for even heat. And getting that bad boy in here was definitely a project in itself. Luckily, we were able to time the delivery of this massive oven when we were actually blowing out the front of the building, so that we could just take down one large piece of plywood, forklift it right in with a telescopic forklift right into the place that it would live, hopefully forever. Getting it out would never be a fun project, so hopefully we're operating for my kids and my kids' kids in the future to run and whatnot.
Oh, that's awesome. And we're talking with Sean Torres, the owner, brewer of Killsboro Brewing, right here on Staten Island, 814 Richmond Terrace, is right next door to Snug Harbor. The pizza party, though, taking place at Snug Harbor, Saturday, July 26th, noon to 4 p.m. Killsboro.com is the website to purchase tickets. All the information about the restaurant and the brewery itself, which the tickets are going fast for this. It will sell out. We're here on the Al Gattullo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. And speaking of the pizza and the restaurant portion of it, you brought some friends in to help you run that end of it from just across the river in New Jersey. Talk a little, not just about we talked about the oven itself. but they're going to also be doing small plates as well, correct?
Yeah, so it sort of took a village to bring this vision to life. Our executive chef is a good friend of ours, Staten Island. I believe he's the only Staten Island Chopped winner on the Food Network. Shehu Fitzgerald, he designed all the small plates. We have Rafael Ortiz running the kitchen with his staff and also inputting from a creative perspective as well. Excellent guy. And our pizza program, both the dough and the designs of the pie, we worked with a good friend of ours, Attilio, out in from Ava's Kitchen, who is a genius when it comes to sourdough. His naturally leavened slow fermented dough is probably does 80% of the work for making the pizza taste the way it tastes.
And it's called Need by Killsboro, I believe. Is that correct? And how quick, when they put a pie in there, how fast does it cook?
It's quick. It's only a few minutes. I know our squares are about 9 in the convection ovens, so the rounds have to be 3-4 minutes. I should know this, but my specialty is the liquid side of the project.
Now, not only do you do great pizza, you have a fantastic. Obviously, the beer is fantastic. We've been talking about it for years, but you got full cocktails behind the bar as well. But when I was here the first time with my son, I was heading over to the bathroom. I noticed to the left there's mugs all along the wall, and it's on the menu there. It's a mug club. What's the deal with all of this?
So, when we were again building out and thinking about the vision, product experience was obviously on the forefront of everybody's mind: beer, pizza, food. Even cocktails. But then, of course, when you're here, what's the experience like? And, our good friends down the block, Adobe Blues, they've since been closed, and it does not appear that they will be opening after their more recent sale. I don't want to make assumptions on whether they will or not,
sure.
But I know that community has been sort of, missing the being part of, a local establishment. And one thing that people loved about Adobe Blues was their beer club. And so we kind of sat down and spoke, well, how can we emulate a similar experience here? And mug clubs are popular in other breweries or other, pubs around the States or even around the world. And we landed on a combination of that old experience from Adobe Blues and this sort of traditional mug club experience, named the Old Stone Mug Club for the tavern that used to exist next door. I'm actually staring at the building right now that sits unoccupied. And, you buy into the membership and you get a free Schnitt pour off of our Lucre lines every day that you walk into the establishment. You also get early access to tickets to events, discounts on merch, and an event a year that's just for Mug Club members.
Oh, that's cool. What's the purchase price on that for the yearly?
So it's going to be $250 for the year. All of these things, value add, will definitely pay for itself. So, $250 for the year, and you get access to all the things I just mentioned.
I mean, a pour every time you walk in here alone, that should pay for itself on the $250 if you have somebody that's local that lives around here. But for all of the other extra things that you're throwing in there, that's a fantastic deal. I can't even imagine why somebody wouldn't do this. The decor, what was the? I love the chandelier. It's sort of a old but new. The lighting and stuff. What was the thought process behind all of this?
The term we use at Killsboro often is we build the plane as we fly it. But there was a target, for our vision, and that was combining the three sort of pillars that make us a Staten Island brewery. Of course, we are leaning big into our German and Continental Lager program, and many people don't realize that Staten Island was sort of a hub for German breweries in the mid-1800s. We saw a handful of German breweries here that were, some of them had national acclaim. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of those German migrants that brought their brewing traditions here were sort of channeling that and reinvigorating it with our beer program. In addition to that, we have, the Italian food programs that are very popular on Staten Island, with our pizza program, with our small dishes and where we pull inspiration from. And, of course, just being next to New York City. So we have this sort of metropolitan, Italian-American, and German infusion when it comes to the ambiance and the decor here.
I love the fact that you're honoring the tradition of the breweries that existed on Staten Island for years. Patricia Solomon has this great book on Staten Island breweries and the success that they had. At one time, where there are now houses where it used to be the caves. That was an entire refrigerated area where they would store beer. Horman, I think it was Rubson and Horman was a big manufacturer. And then the last brewery I think that was on Staten Island for commercial brewing was Peel's, right, in Stapleton before they ended up closing up shop. But the tradition of German beer on Staten Island is a long, it's a long, rich history, and it's so great that you're doing something like that here, especially with a lot of the beers that you make. Everybody thinks Killsborough, it's IPAs and sours. No, they have a tremendous lager program that if you have not taken advantage of at Killsborough, you are missing something here. Now, obviously, the food is part of the whole experience, but you can also come here and just pick up beer to go as well in the restaurant, right?
Yep, so most of our draft offerings do have a 16-ounce 4-pack option to go. Some of the lines are a little bit older and some of them are a little bit fresher, might overlap, and you might not be able to get cans, but of course following us on Instagram will ensure, or looking at our go to killsborough.com, we should have our online menu there, and it will tell you what's available, but most of the options that are on draft should be available for take-home.
Nice. And can you order online and then pick it up right here, or you have to come to the brewery itself?
We do have takeout ordering online, so that if you wanted to purchase, pre-order a 4-pack, maybe you think that it might sell out, you can purchase online, pick it up, shortly thereafter.
Let's take a break. We're going to dive into all things Pizza Party, taking place right next door at Snug Harbor in just a couple of weeks at the end of the month, the last Saturday of the month. That's coming up next with myself and Sean Torres on the Al Gattulo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. Welcome back to the Al Gattulo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. We're inside Killsborough Restaurant and Brewery, located at 814 Richmond Terrace on beautiful Staten Island. Listen, if you're going to take the ferry, come over from Manhattan, you want to do a little day trip, it's about a 25-30-minute walk from the ferry. If you want to walk over, you can jump on the bus. There's a couple of buses that run right past here, and you can stop, and it's maybe a 2-minute walk when you get off the bus to get over here. The fifth Pizza Party taking place Saturday, July 26th from noon to 4 p.m. Rumor has it that among all the great pizzas that will be served here, Lee's Tavern, maybe Jimmy Mac's, Dough, etc., might Need from Killsborough be serving up some goodness here as well?
Need will be serving up pizza, so the brewery's pizza program will be at Pizza Party, and I do want to give a shout out to another brewery who will be participating. Alternate Ending is not only participating in beer, but they're also participating in pizza as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That is great, because their pizza originally was from Tallulah's down in Asbury Park, and now they've taken over the kitchen themselves. So, and I've had the pizza since Tallulah's left, and it is fantastic over there. Now, as for the breweries, you're still making announcements. You announced earlier today Brick City, Finback, Threes Brewing, Return, Icarus, Alternate Ending, Human Robot, Wild East. When it's all said and done, 30-plus breweries in attendance. You told me a week or so ago that one that slipped your mind in inviting them because you happen to be on their podcast. Some little brewery that's in the Atlantic Highlands will be attending. I believe that is Carton Brewing, right?
Yes. We will be pouring alongside Carton Brewing at Pizza Party. I was on Steal This Beer chatting with Augie, and in the midst of it, because we have been overwhelmed. So, really, this event was sort of on autopilot. I have not been giving it any attention from a planning perspective since we've opened, or actually since like a month or two ago. So, as we were chatting, I'm like, you want to come to Pizza Party? Because obviously, Carton hasn't poured in previous years, and Augie, being the awesome guy that he is, quickly was like, absolutely, we would love to attend. Very excited to do that with him. We love them. We love their beer. So, excited to have an additional friend at the brewery. At the event.
And this has to be the most breweries that's going to be at the event, right? Over 30, because I think in previous years you had 20, 20-ish around there, 30-plus breweries. That's a considerable amount of breweries.
Yeah, we try to make small incremental changes to the events year over year for two reasons. We don't want to, inundate the planning team. We don't want to, run out of anything. So small incremental changes, and this year we were shooting for 30-plus. So, yeah, we do have a few new breweries coming in, a few that we invited this year that tried to make but have other events. So next year we easily have 35-plus, if not 40. Simply because, again, it used to not be fest season in the summer, but now it's quickly becoming, the time to throw beer fest. So, who knows?
But I think when it comes to beer fest, I've been talking about this for months now. There are some festivals that just aren't getting the traction that they used to. People aren't selling it out. Some of them have canceled because they're just not making enough, they're not getting enough people there or whatever. But I think the ones that are targeted the right way, like this event, where you're having pizza and beer, so you have a food component and you have, the beer, it's one time, one day, 4 hours. Listen, the weather can be tricky in July. It could rain, it could be hot and humid, whatever it is. But it seems to, ring a bell into people going, hey, this is a fun event. Whereas others maybe, it's the same old thing, I don't feel like doing it again. But you've made little changes over the 5 years, which is fantastic. And proceeds for the event are going directly to Snug Harbor. After 5 years of running this event, though, why is it so important for you to continue this?
I think a combination of obviously being passionate about beer and giving back and community. When we started planning this, we wanted it to be a fun event for the breweries in addition to the guests. Because a lot of brewers and a lot of the industry people will tell you is that it could stink. It could stink going to events. You're lugging a lot of stuff, heavy stuff. If you want to pour the best version of your beer, you need to make a lot of accommodations. Keep it cool. Get a jockey box if you're not doing cans. It's wet. It's sticky. It's a lot of work. So, our first year, I think we had a modest amount of like maybe 10 to 15 breweries, and many of which were like, you know what, we're not doing anything this summer. We'll come by, and quickly it became an event for the breweries as well. And now a lot of these teams will come, full force. Bring a team of 5 plus buy tickets for their teams to come and enjoy, and it's quickly becoming an event that the sales staff, the brewers, anyone that works for the breweries participating look forward to, because they can enjoy themselves, and it's a family-friendly event. Last year we got a dunk tank. I made the terrible choice of participating first when all the kids were excited, and of course I could not let a child not dunk me, so I definitely had a rough hour there for a little bit. But with that said, we're passionate about the beer, we're passionate about the pizza, where we want to get back to Snug Harbor, and we want the breweries to have a good time.
Well, I have to say, 2 of the breweries that were in attendance, Twin Elephant and Icarus, Tim and Cindy from Twin Elephant were like, this is amazing, we love it. And I think last year was their first year that they were at the event. They loved it. And Jason from Icarus, who couldn't make the event because he was opening his place down in Brick, he was so upset that he was missing it, because he said, I've been to this event a couple of times. It's my favorite event. It is so much fun. And that's the cool thing. When the breweries are excited to be at these events, it makes everything that much better. We're talking with Sean Torres, the owner brewer of Killsboro Brewing on Staten Island. Inside of the restaurant brewery, it's located at 814 Richmond Terrace on beautiful Staten Island, about a 25, 30-minute walk from the ferry. You can jump on a bus to get here as well, or obviously you can drive here. Pizza Party is taking place at Snug Harbor Saturday, July 26th, noon to 4 p.m. Killsboro.com, the website to purchase tickets, which are going fast and will sell out. There is a component for kids to come as well. There's a ticket you can purchase there on the website at Killsboro.com. We're here on the Al Gattullo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970, The Answer. Now, you just had a new release in the restaurant tap room this past Friday. It's a German Pilsner called Blackwoods, and inspired, of course, by Germany. Tell me a little bit more about this beer and the collaboration between you guys and As Is NYC.
Yeah, so last fall we went to Tettnang, Germany, to select our hops that we were going to use in all of our German lager. And on our way to Tettnang, we stopped off at Rathaus, which is a very popular German brewery amongst people in the industry, and fell in love. Well, I mean, we've since have fallen in love with the beer for years now, but just going there and experiencing the entire Rathaus experience, inspired us to want to brew a beer in that same sort of style, taste, and whatnot. So we have this beer called Badwoods, which is our German Helles, and we sort of appropriated that brand a little bit for Blackwoods, which is our Black Forest Pils. And, very proud of Kevin, our head brewer. He's very passionate about the German lager program, and we think he nailed it. It has quickly become the brewing team's favorite beer, and in pouring samples for people out in the market, there's been a lot of interest in bringing it in, and As Is, very popular craft beer bar in Hell's Kitchen, was interested in bringing us in, and we pitched this idea. Well, why don't we fill up a Stitchfass, which is a wooden German gravity cask, with black woods to get it as authentic as possible. Our Stitchfasses were imported from Germany, so I mean you can't get more German beer in New York than that. And we tapped that last Friday, and of course it's Stitchfass beer just adds this layer of the German drinking experience that is just, it's a must-have.
That is awesome. I love it. I love the rich history of that. You're keeping all of the German beer alive, because people forget that Manhattan was the source of German beer. When the Germans came over here to settle, and the Dutch, they brought all of these techniques and recipes with them, and then it sort of faded away a little bit, but now it's making a big comeback, and that's pretty awesome. Last question from me. I know you said at the beginning of this interview you felt relieved that things were going, but do you feel a little bit more energized that things are sort of, where they are? The restaurant's open, pizza party's about to happen, great beer is flowing, things are all coming together. Look, you and I have talked about it. We've talked about it off mic about, the problems and the issues of getting this building up and running, from a technological standpoint, from a governmental standpoint or whatever, but you got to feel great that it's all together now and you can just move forward.
Oh, absolutely. And the insane part of me and my partner Vin is that we're thinking about the next project. So, we really believe in our beer and this brand, and now it's how do we grow it, and where's the next tap room going, and how do we grow production. And we're extremely happy and honored to see so many people come in and enjoying themselves. We're reading the reviews online, we're chatting with people in person, and yes, it's definitely a great feeling, and it just makes us want to keep moving forward. And during a period of time where there's a lot of market contraction and it's scary for a lot of breweries, we just want to show people that we're putting our best foot forward. We're not just trying to sell beer. We want to put out the best beer, and it does feel like it's all finally coming together.
And there are stories behind the beer. That's the great thing. Every beer has a story behind it, why it was created, what you wanted to do with it. And telling that story through that beer is very important. And speaking for my son, who was here with me a couple of weeks ago as the pizza connoisseur, he loved the pizza. And he's like, I think we can come back here on a regular basis. And I said to him, well, you'll pay next time when we come. And he said, no, I'll pay for my own pie. You can pay for yours. I said, thanks a lot. Then you can drive yourself here. That's all. He's 21. He can handle it. But he will be at Pizza Party as well for the first time, so he's really excited. My guest has been Sean Torres, the owner and brewer, Killsboro Brewing on Staten Island. Pizza Party is taking place in Snug Harbor, right next door here, on Saturday, July 26th, from noon to 4 p.m. Of course, the brewery is located in a restaurant, 814 Richmond Terrace, right here on Staten Island. You can't miss it. From my house, it was about a 30-minute ride. If you want to take the ferry over from Manhattan, it's about a 30-minute walk or maybe a 10-minute bus ride. Killsboro.com, that's the website to purchase tickets. They will sell out, so you better get them soon. Sean, thanks so much for joining me. Very much appreciated. I'll see you at the Pizza Party.
Thank you, Al. Always a pleasure.
You got it. Up next, it's time for Suds and Duds on the Al Gattulo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. Final segment of the Al Gattulo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that interview with myself and Sean Torres from Killsboro and the new restaurant brewery. It's a long time coming. Fantastic place. The food is unbelievable. Brought a pie home for my son. He devoured it. I didn't even get a slice, and that's all right. Sometimes I can ease up on the pizza because I'll be eating my share of pizza in a couple of weeks at Pizza Party at Snug Harbor. It's a fantastic event. I hope you can go. Killsboro.com for more information and where you can purchase tickets. It will sell out, so do not, don't sleep on it and say I'm going to go there day of the event, because if you do that, you're going to be out of luck probably. Bring a tent, bring some chairs. It is a fantastic day. 4 hours of pizza and beer. Can't beat it. And the place is great, too. You got to go to Killsboro. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Yeah, it's a little bit pricey. It's going to cost you $20-something bucks for a pie, and it's a medium-sized pie, but the pizza is outstanding. Outstanding. When you see the oven when you walk in, forget it. You're going to be blown away. Anyway, let's dive into Suds and Duds. Of course, portions of the program brought to you by River Horse Brewing. Great summer memories born out of simplicity. It's the basis for the timeless summer blonde recipe at River Horse Brewing Company. out of Ewing, New Jersey. Turning heads for over 20 years, the Golden Beauty Blonde Ale brewed for beach days, backyard laughs, and all your summertime adventures. And summer certainly isn't over yet. And the hippo behind that beer, Eleanor. She's the face of Summer Blonde, styled in her yellow bow with blue polka dots and rockin' yellow lipstick. For more info, you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram at River Horse Brewing. All right, so back in May, at the end of May, Joe Piscopo, who hosts mornings here on AM 970 The Answer from 6 to 10 a.m., was on a Mediterranean cruise, a cruise that he had postponed from last September because of the election, and went with fans and stuff, and they traveled all over. Started in Italy, were in Croatia, Greece, Malta, you name it, they were all over the Mediterranean. So one of his stops was in Malta, and while he was in Malta, he picked me up some cigars from Malta. First off, Joe, thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. I finally got a chance to light one of these a few weeks back after I put them in the humidor and let them settle a little bit and get rehydrated and stuff so that the tobacco was nice and fresh. So I started off a beautiful summer night in June with a Park Pivo from Torch and Crown. Last one of those that I had in the fridge, one of those backyard, back of the fridge finds. It paired perfectly with the cigar from Malta. It was a fantastic combination. Loved it. Really enjoyed it a whole heck of a lot. Then I had bought cans when Lagerfest was around at Icarus back in June of, you're not going to believe this. And this is a fantastic collaboration between Icarus and Wild East. Sweet without being over the top. A great lager. But this is the can. It's Paulie Walnuts is on the can. And this is the scene when him and Christopher are in the Pine Barrens, and they're trying to find the assassin, and they're getting the wrong information from Tony because the cell phone service is breaking up. So it's what Paulie goes, you're not going to believe this. You know, with his trademark, the horns with the thumb up, kind of out. Anyway, great beer. If Icarus still has any available or it's on tap, you should certainly get it. You will not be disappointed. Now, here's a great collaboration between Timber Ales and Fidens. I mean, two great New York breweries, right? Daydreams Are Necessary, Volume 6. Juicy, hazy, banging. I bought this up at Sunrise Cellars, which is had taken over the ShopRite Wine and Liquors in Westfield, New Jersey. My good buddy John is working there as their beer buyer. And, wow, saw this, and I'm like, man, I got to have this. Boy, I'm glad I bought it because it was fantastic. Enjoying that beer, a delicious beer. And then one of the ones that he turned me on to, John did, Phase 3, which they had their Pixel release, which Paragon Tap and Table was the only place in New Jersey that was serving the collabs from all the different breweries, not only around the United States, but around the world as well. Omnipolo was a part of it. Proper Trolled from Phase 3, an English mild. I love a good English mild. One of the reasons why I love a good English mild is obviously because of the fact that it's a low ABV beer. But it's a dark beer, so everybody gets kind of, oh, it's a dark beer, it's a dark beer. Yeah, but listen, it's a delicious beer. And yes, there's some tobacco quality to it. Sort of, it's not a stout, and people get scared because they think it's high ABV or they think it's a stout. It's not. It's just a really delicious beer, very bready, chewy, kind of thing. Excellent, excellent beer. That same weekend, because it was the 30th anniversary of Dogfish Head, I had one more can left of the 30-minute light IPA in the fridge, so decided to crack one of those. This is, I'll tell you, I have a concert coming up in a couple weeks. I'm definitely buying a 6 or a 12-pack of this. This is the best beer to drink at a tailgate. If you're looking to have a few and not get completely overwhelmed, it's a 12-ounce can. It's a low ABV. It still has that juice. It still has that. It's not over the top. It's not anywhere near any of those things. It's a fantastic beer. So I'm definitely going to have that for a tailgate for sure. Another fantastic beer by Wet Ticket is Tim's Kolsch. Just a really, really, I don't want to say it's a traditional German-style Kolsch because it's really not. There's an American, twist to it, but it's an excellent Kolsch. It's one of the best beers that Tim makes. He always has it on at Wet Ticket, and you certainly should, if you get over there, that's definitely one that you want to order for sure. When I was at Killsborough back in late June when they first opened, I picked up Cestbon, This is a collab between Killsboro and Wild East. Light, floral, hint of berry. So good. Just a really nice, smooth, easy drinking beer. Another one of those beers that, it's in a 16-ounce can, but it's a great tailgate beer. I would drink this at a tailgate over and over and over again. Wouldn't have a problem with it. And Hula Time Pina Colada Sour, which I had mentioned last week, one of the ones that I had at Wet Ticket during Hula Night. Fantastic, excellent beer. Really enjoyed that one a whole heck of a lot. What else am I finishing up here with? Heir Apparent by Conclave. Love the low ABV on this one. Conclave usually does stuff 7 and above. I think this one came in right around 6.5% or 6.8, somewhere right around there. So just close to 7. But Conclave had their anniversary this weekend. Kudos to them. And Icarus had their brickiversary. Kudos to them as well. Good stuff. A lot of anniversary parties. A lot of good stuff going on. And Aurora Brewing, another brewery that I haven't had before. Double overhead in the green room. Fruity, juicy, delicious, outstanding stuff. Really, really good. That was a good one. I had that on 4th of July over at Paragon Tap and Table. They were doing a great deal on 4th of July. 4 cans for $20. So ended up going to friend's house on 4th of July. Hadn't seen them in a while. And one of the cans that I bought was Focal Banger. I love Focal Banger. I like it better than Heady Topper. And you got to drink it out of the can. Boy, I love when I drink a classic that I haven't had in so long. And Focal Banger is one of those. It's a pale ale, but it's got that bite to it. It's got all that, it's what IPAs sometimes need to get back to. But I'm on a lager kick, and I love drinking lagers in the summertime because I think they're just the low ABV, they're refreshing. Yeah, they can fill you up. But I like those. But the Focal Banger is just fantastic. And then while I was there at my friends, they were in West Virginia, and I won't tell the whole story, but they were looking for it was a cousin's party, and they were having a great time and doing all these different things. And so anyway, they were looking for a cemetery, and they ended up finding a distillery that was out there called Still Hollow Distillery, and they found a corn whiskey. The Big Timber, I guess, is the name of the whiskey. Spirits distilled from grain and distilled with hops. They used hops, IPA hops, that they put in a barrel. And I have to tell you, this was some unbelievable whiskey. And I was sipping it. I mean, I got about a half a shot, and I just sipped it while I was having my beers. Smooth, give you that nice warmth when it goes down the back of your throat. Fantastic. I don't know if I could drink more than, a little shot of it or a little, a tiny glass. I like my whiskey with a little ice. This is something you have to drink neat. You don't drink this with ice. It's one of those, you have to drink it neat. But the history behind the whiskey and all this stuff, and then on top of that, you do a shot of this, and then you wash it down. They make a maple syrup. It's a bourbon barrel-aged, pure West Virginia maple syrup. And you wash it down with that. Oh, my God. When I tell you how good it was amazing. So thank you, Robin and Ed. First off, thanks for the invite over to the house. Great time catching up with them. Hadn't caught up with them since since before my birthday. Oh, my goodness. Probably March. But it was great to catch up with them and just sit back and drink some good stuff and just enjoy the evening. Fireworks were going off and stuff, but sometimes it's just nice to sit in somebody's backyard or in your own backyard, and you got a little bit of tunes playing, and you're just enjoying good conversation and good stories. That's one of the things that I love about summer, is that you can sit in the back, you can relax, and just chill. Sometimes it's good to just do that. Yeah, I like my concerts. I like hanging out. I like to think that I'm in my 50s, but I still think I'm in my 20s. But I can't drink to that excess anymore. But I just love the moments when you can just spend time with friends and enjoy each other's company and have great conversations. Yeah, if there's drink there, it's great. But the conversations and the relationships, that's what matters. My thanks to everybody involved in the show, as well as my guest, Sean Torres from Killsboro Brewing. And, of course, last but not least, the great Buddy Watson. Back live on the Joe Piscopo Show Monday at 6 a.m. This has been the Al Gattullo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970 The Answer. Cheers, everybody.